Hello everyone, welcome to English 9. I'm your teacher, Angeli. And today, it's literature time. Are you excited for another day of fun and learning? Here's the learning competency for today's lesson. Analyze literature as a means of understanding and changing values in VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. And after this session, you're expected to A. Assess the relevance and worth of ideas presented in the viewed materials. B. Infer thoughts, feelings, and intentions based on the details of information presented in the material. C. Share ideas and participate actively in tasks. And D. Relate text content to particular social issues, concerns, or dispositions in real life. But before we begin, let me ask you this question. Do you agree that what you always see is not what it always seems? I have here two jars of sticko. Look and observe. What can you say about their appearance? Is there any difference between the two? Are they similar to each other? Let's find out. Let us look at the two jars from the inside. Now we can clearly see the difference. The first jar looked full and is really full on the inside, while the second jar is almost hollow on the inside. What can we infer from this? That is right. There is more than just the physical appearance. Just like these two jars of sticko, there are people who may look normal and seem to be okay from the outside, but feel empty and hollow deep down inside. They chose to act normal, but every day, these people fight battles we don't know about. That is why we can never easily tell if they suffer from problems because they hide their tears with a smile. Why do you think are we talking about this? Because today, we're going to discuss about coping up with life's challenges. Let us reflect on the following quotation. It says, "No matter what knocks you down in life, get back up and keep going. Never give up. Great blessings are the results of great perseverance." What does the quotation suggest? Do you agree with what the quotation suggests? Why or why not? What does it take to face life's challenges? Look at this picture. Does this picture and the quotation convey the same meaning? Yes, you're right. They convey the same meaning. Every one of us encounters life challenges every day. But whatever life throws at us, whatever the problems we may encounter, what is important is we should know how to cope up with these challenges and we should keep going. Now let us watch a video clip and find out how the person coped with the challenges in his life and how he eventually regained his happiness.
Sometimes it's hectic, I can't see it through. These kids of mine don't grow up fine. It's my job to see they do. This job is hectic, and this job's full time, and I give my all, get nothing back. What's the point in trying? What I could have done, what I could have been, no one seems to understand how much is sacrificed to me. Soon they'll be grown up, soon I'll be free, 'cause I know my kids so well, and I hardly know me. So I made up my mind to lose these old blues. You're never too old to be starting new, and I'm scared of the warmth I'm leaving behind. I'm out on my own for the very first time. 'Cause you never understood, now you won't understand why I had to pack with bags and make my own stands. Still, you know I love my children, and I've done them right. And after all these years, it's time for me to find my life. And it's great, I admit, to be starting again.
What life lesson have you learned after watching the video clip? How did the man cope up with life's challenges? That's correct. The man pretended to be okay even though he was not okay. And just like the man in the video, the character in the poem that we are going to discuss tends to pretend. He may look happy and contented with his life, but what people are unaware of is that what they think about him is far different from what he actually feels. But before we proceed to the poem, let's have a look at the author's biography. We'll be reading a poem from this author. His name is Edwin Arlington Robinson. Edwin Arlington Robinson was born on December 22, 1869 at Head Tide in Maine, and until 1897 lived with a family home in Gardner, Maine, aside from several years as a student at Harvard University. For the rest of his life, he moved to New York and devoted his life to writing poetry. Robinson earned a small living first as a subway inspector and then in the city's customs office. His collected poems in 1922 received the Pulitzer Prize and earned him a degree as Doctor of Literature at Yale University. Although best known for his short poems, long poems such as Captain Craig, Lancelot, The Man Who Died Twice, and Tristram earned him acclaim from his peers. The last two of these won Pulitzer Prizes in 1925 and 1927 when he was elected as a member of the National Academy of Arts and Letters. Robinson never married, but enjoyed the company of many friends. He died of cancer in hospital in New York on April 6, 1935. Now that we have read his biography, let us fill in the blanks with the following information about the author. Wow, you did a good job answering the activity. Now, let us read one of the depressing and most famous poems written by Edwin Arlington Robinson. It was called Richard Cory. It was first published in 1897 as part of The Children of the Night. The poem describes a person who is wealthy, well-educated, mannerly, and admired by the people in his town. But it has a shocking ending. When reading the poem, let us try to reflect on this question. Who are the Richard Corys nowadays? Find out how a poem written by Edwin Arlington Robinson helps you change your perspective of judging people by their appearance. Watch and listen carefully as I read to you the poem. Richard Cory by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Whenever Richard Cory went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean-favored and imperially slim. And he was quietly arrayed, and he was always human when he talked. But still he fluttered pulses when he said, "Good morning," and they glittered when he walked. And he was rich, yes, richer than a king, and admirably schooled in every grace. In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. So on we worked and waited for the light, and went without the meat and cursed the bread. And Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. Who is the persona in the poem? What happened at the end of the poem? Yes, the persona in the poem is Richard Cory, and he committed suicide at the end of the poem. To have a deeper understanding of the poem, let's have this activity. It is called What's Up with the Title. Dress the man like a king. Based on the given details in the poem, give the words used in the poem which emphasize the image of Richard Cory as local royalty. Post the words of the cloak and discuss the purpose of the author in choosing Richard Cory as the title of his poem. Very good. Now, based on your answers, why do you think the author chose Richard Cory as the title of the poem? Yes, that can be true. It is because he is now center stage. He has somehow made a difference, whether good or bad. Let's have another activity. Please write your answers on your activity notebook. Based on the poem, illustrate the title character in two perspectives. Use column 1 to cite the impression of the people about Richard Cory. Column 2 should show what the character thinks of himself. On the third column, draw conclusions based on the interpretations from column 1 and 2. On the first column, you've written happy, satisfied, perfect seeming life. That's what people think about Richard Cory. On the second column, you've written lonely, empty, and lacking. And your conclusions were, on the first row, happiness can't be seen through physical appearance only. And the second, wealth does not guarantee satisfaction. And the third one, we actually have no idea about someone's life. Good job on that one. Now, please share your thoughts on the given quote. I am a strong person, but every now and then I would like someone to take my hand and say, everything will be alright. Based on the discussion that we had, we've learned that appearance should never be a basis when giving an impression and judgment to others, because even if the person who may seem to have all the fine things in life may have his own burden but chose not to show it. The same situation may be happening to one of your classmates, friends, or family members. We should be open about our feelings because the more we keep our burdens inside, the more it will ruin us. It is always a nice feeling to be with the people we trust and value. It's quiz time! Choose the letter of the best answer. Answers only. Time is up. Let us check your answers. For number 1, who is the poet who wrote Richard Cory? That's correct. It's letter A. It's Edwin Arlington Robinson. How about number 2? Who is the narrator or the narrators? That's right. It's letter A. The townspeople. For number 3, how was Richard Cory always arrayed? That's right, the answer is C, quietly. Number 4, what effect did Richard Cory have on the townspeople when he walked by them? That's right, it's letter B, their pulses fluttered. For the last one, what weapon did Richard Cory use to kill himself? That's right, he used a gun to kill himself. Congratulations! You all did well in this quiz. But before we will end our lesson, let me give you your assignment. Your assignment is to compose an essay about your idea of happiness. Write it on a one-whole intermediate paper. That is for 20 points. You will be scored depending on your performance through this rubric. It's lovely to be with all of you. Thank you, class. See you next time.